Or let me get my hat. I don't do
Ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing? You're watching GeekCaster. I'm Phil Geeks, and the one and the only Dayveonne Bussy's in the house.
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah, there's so many things going on. We're going to talk about some industry things today. And then, let's do that. Maybe in the end, we can talk about some cosplay stuff.
Maybe.
Movies and stuff like that. So, let's start out with industry stuff, because we don't normally do that. Let's do that. So, I'm hearing a lot of great things about 50 Cent.
Okay.
You know that 50 Cent is building his own studio?
Oh, yeah.
In Louisiana?
Yeah.
Now, did you know he's working with Mark Wahlberg?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, tell the audience.
Well, I know about that a while back because that was a rumor that he's supposed to be building a studio. Originally, plans was to keep it local, but then, things went left and he's decided to do it in Louisiana.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm sure tax breaks and other things must have been ridiculous because there's nothing out there.
Yeah. Well, part of it. Other part is, you want to keep everything afloat and you want to bring business and revenue into
and it's definitely going to do that. Like, allegedly, one of the interesting things of this, or should I say the interests, is that they're going to create a lot of jobs. They're looking at the average high-level job for a studio, 100,000, and they're looking to train people to actually cover some of these positions. So it's not just, all right, now we're going to get a whole bunch of people to move to Louisiana. Like, they're trying to get some homegrown talent. And I respect that if that is true. I don't know if it's a rumor, but if that's true, that's great.
Well, that's what things are looking at this moment. Wherever studios are relocating or putting their stamp at, they're trying to also get the communities involved and people and try to develop a community within their corporation or their organization. Look at Newark. Right now, Lionsgate is being built in Newark, New Jersey. The studio.
Yeah, but that doesn't automatically mean they're going to hire locals, though. Just because it's...
No, what happens is they do an agreement with the mayor and stuff so that, if it's going to bring people in the community or give them jobs, that's all they ask, like some of the people, like the mayors and stuff. So once that occurs and once they accomplish to say, okay, we're going to do that, pretty much that's an easy fix because all you got to do is say, we give you a tax break, but you got to make sure you hire our own as well. We got a lot of people with a lot of potential, a lot of people that has credit and everything, and they need to be recognized.
Yeah. Well, this is potentially great. So there's also another studio in Massachusetts being built. Mm-hmm. So I think we counted, 3 studios in New Jersey being built?
Yes.
And then one Louisiana, and then one in Massachusetts.
Right.
Upstate New York, what is it? I think Lionsgate is already there, but they're expanding.
Correct. They're coming to Jersey, and there's 2 other studios that's coming to Jersey. Oh, Netflix, and I forgot the other one.
Yeah. Oh, and the Lionsgate one is, when I mean expanding, they're actually expanding the one they already have in Yonkers.
Correct.
So this is, what do you think that's going to mean for jobs? Now, not I'm just saying the local. Obviously, they need food, local chefs, diners, locations around the studio. Yes, that's a given. But right. For the actors. So, for instance, a lot of the background actors, they often would come to New York. Now there's no reason for them to come to New York to work.
Correct. So
Right?
it's like they got options. Really, here's the kicker with that. Let's say you don't fit the one that's closest to your house, but you fit the part for the one that's away from your house. Like for instance, I live in Jersey. I don't get casting call for background work in Jersey, but I get a casting call for background work in New York. I'm going to do that. Also, it's the same amount of salary technically. It's just that I think Jersey is a little bit higher than New York, if I'm not mistaken. So most people are going to gun for the one in Jersey.
Gotcha.
If you're a resident in Jersey, you're going to gun for your own town, unless it's some big, really big, major networking or Hollywood that's costs like over a billion or over a million or $1 billion.
Wow. I'm actually going to play some music underneath there. We never have music going, just to get a little difference in music underneath us talking. All right, so, all right, let's switch gears. Now, I know Dune's been out for a while. Allegedly, they're not trying to do a Dune 3 anytime soon.
Right.
Now, why would they? I mean, the way they left off, I guess you could. You could always revisit it because everyone's going to get a little older and stuff. But they built such a nice momentum and did such a good job. What's your take on that? Do you think that's a wise move?
Yes. In the sense of, I think in the sense of the story where everybody got to be more established, where there could be more of a growth aspect to each character in some way, shape, or form. So look at the first Dune of the new version, not the old version. We're talking about the new version of Dune.
Right.
You saw where they started. Then we saw the second one where, okay, we see these relationship blossom. Then the third one will be elevating them into a bigger stage where they're more mature enough to know what they're up against, whether it's themselves or whether against some unseen threat.
Dune 2 is so much better than Dune 1. Like, it was so much better.
It was so much. I will have to say, yeah, because the first one was story driven. It had a lot of it had to explain. So of course, when films do that, like when you're expecting a long length film, they have to explain. So they're going to start off with the beginning to be that long length, and then, oh god, Geek just left.
I'm still here. I just keep talking. Just keep talking.
So when they move to the second one, you need to basically elevate the whole characters and everything and make them relevant for the next one. So the action part made sense in part 2. And in part 3, I think it's going to be semi, in a way where it's going to be a well balance of action and story. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's the case.
Now, also, I'm going to bring up to everybody, if you see my review on the Fall Guy, I'm going to tell you again. Go out to the movies to see Fall Guy. It was phenomenal.
What makes Fall Guy so phenomenal?
It was an action film that we needed, in a way where it wasn't most of these tropes where you had action films that had to fill a quota, in a way where, oh, I gotta add this diverse, that diverse, and that diverse. They just kept it an action film, but paying tribute to.
Now, hold on now. You know, I gotta hit you back like the crowd might on that one. So there's a lack of diversity, and that's a good thing?
It's not forced. That's what I'm saying.
But was there diversity?
Yeah, it was diversity, but it's not forced.
Okay,
like
so what did this film do correct that you feel that others didn't do?
It's just a regular action film where you didn't care about somebody's race or somebody's sexuality. It's just a film where you can enjoy what it is. It was an action film that paid tribute to the stunt people behind the scenes of an action film. The stunt people that nobody
Well, you know
really...
this is an old TV show, right? That they just turned into a movie.
Oh, I definitely know that.
All
But,
right.
you know, they paid tribute to the cast from the show. But, like I tell people, this is something where it was needed at a time like this because everything feels like it's being forced and nothing's being created naturally.
All right, so let me ask you this: so, where did this film take place in this imaginary world? What was it in the city or was it
Australia.
Australia.
Okay.
All right, so you know I gotta watch this and see because we toe the line. We toe the line with these kind of things. But you know what? Let me see it, and then we'll talk about it. I think that's a good idea. So, any other films that you checked out that you really appreciate?
That's pretty much it. I did check out Fall Guy. I checked out what's another film I looked at?
Well,
Yeah, I just saw Fall Guy within this month.
now you know I gotta throw some at you now. I gotta throw some at you now.
Okay.
Deer, what's it called? Deer Reindeer? Baby Reindeer? Did you see
That's
that?
a Netflix. No, I didn't see that yet.
Let me tell you something. That is a like, you know. Can you look up the name of that? Do you have your little cell phone there? Can you look at? I think it's Baby Reindeer. I think so. Or Little Reindeer.
Yeah, it's a miniseries on Netflix.
Yeah, and also like the lead actor. If you could just get his name real quick, if you can look that up. All right. So the reason why I'm really taking some time on that, and we really got to shout out the lead actor on it. It's because, well, shut my mouth. He did such a great job, and he created the series, as well as he is the lead in the series, and he's also the writer. And let me tell you, this guy, it's shocking. It talks about industry stuff. You have everything in there from grooming to stalkers to abuse, trying to figure out your sexuality, rape, how life experiences can affect the way you look at relationships, and how like your relationship can go south, but if you communicate or didn't communicate with your lover, how things can go. There's so many little nuggets in this. I want to say great job. I mean, he did a really great job, and it ends, you know?
Right.
There's a beginning, there's a middle, and an end. I appreciate this. Were you able to figure it out?
No, oh yeah, the actor's name
Yeah.
is
I was talking so you could...
Richard Gabder.
I think it's
Richard Gab.
Gab. I think it's Gab, yeah. But what's the official name, so people can check this series out?
The actual name of the series?
Yeah.
Baby Reindeer.
Baby Reindeer. All right, yeah. So yeah, I would say check this. Obviously, this is adult. A lot of themes there. There's violence there, but I think it's fresh. And I think. Oh, you know, this is a good transition, Dayveonne, to where things might be going. Yep. Because like, so for instance, Mark Wahlberg just got like $30 million to do a film for Netflix, some upcoming action film, and I think those days are gone. I think Netflix wasting or spending 30, 40, 50 million dollars just for a big name to do something that would never work in the theaters. I think those days are gone. Not saying that Mark Wahlberg won't do a great job, because he's been doing consistent good acting work. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is I think that this is a good opportunity for independent filmmakers, because
Right.
I think they're tired of wasting their money, because there's so many films we could mention that were crap and so many series just because you got a name attached, and it's a waste. At the end of the day, like look at this that 70s 80s show we will not mention, that was just done making black people look bad. All right. Let's leave that right there. Because we don't want to promote that. But a waste of a nice budget. Hiring people just
No,
just to make it look good.
Matter of fact, we should say something, and we should say something.
Should we? All right.
Yeah.
Go for it. But can you look at the camera? Because I'm sure people are tired of seeing the side of your head. You're on a show, sir. You're on a show. Get it together. I actually look up one damn thing and get focused, Dayveonne.
Okay, I'm in thought.
Yeah, I can see your head's
the
shining
side
and
of my
glowing.
head, I'm in thought. I'm like
Thought. Add a
Donald
T there.
Glover.
Anyway.
I'm like Donald Glover. When I'm thinking, I'm thinking.
Oh, wow.
So,
When I'm gagging, I'm gagging. And I'm gagging right now.
yeah, he is gagging.
Yeah.
But anyway. I'm not mad with Netflix.
You're not mad with Netflix?
Hold on, let me finish. Hear me out.
I hear you.
I'm not mad with Seth MacFarlane.
I'm disappointed because he's my hero.
No. Let me finish.
I'm just saying.
Because the reason why you have a lot of corporate people that can't explain or understand, and they were looking at it as a cash grab. But my issue was with Seth Curry and the people that had their hands on it that were colored. That were African.
His name isn't Seth.
No, Steph Curry.
Oh, Steph. You didn't add the T.
I don't give a darn. Don't get me started.
You gotta speak properly, sir.
No. Don't get me started. Because if I really want to say what I want to say, I'm probably going to say it at the end of this topic.
Oh wow. Well, he's a trigger to the culture.
No, it's not profanity. It's not. It really was a reference that was made towards another NBA star. So, with that said, I actually watched an episode, a half an episode, and the rest of it at another day. That's how bad the series was. The series was so disrespectful and rude to us as a people. It really made me feel like, wow, we're really going this level. But the audacity for all the people that was involved, it really made me feel some type of way. You had Steph Curry, who was an NBA player, who was African American. And you can't say you're not African American unless you another race.
Well,
then okay.
Yeah. What about Chris Summer?
Everybody, if you were black in this series, you should have said your piece and said what you felt about this.
Well, maybe they didn't have a problem with it because they were getting paid. It is possible.
No money, and I'm going to call it like it is. I don't care if I have an issue with certain people that is my color or my race. That's between me and them.
All right, but and also let me give context. Hold on, stop real quick. So basically, I'm not going to say the name of the show because we're both boycotting the show, but anyone that, not living underneath a rock, you know what we're talking about. But yeah, I mean, I think there's a couple themes here. Basically, they took a little show, they updated it, they turned it into an animated series, and it was just so offensive. Like, so many people are boycotting this or talking about it online. All jokes aside, it's very hurtful because of where we're at, and it seems like we move backwards with this show. And there's so many black people involved, whether it's talent, show running, directing, that how come? Like, the executives that are non-black, not that they should get a pass, but you know what? It's like, you know what I'm saying? But for all the black people involved, and they let it get they let this come out like there's no excuse. I don't care how much of it, like you said, I think you're right. I mean, at what point, and none of these people are broke, right? They hired a lot of stars, right? So, like, did you need the money that bad to make us look bad in front of the whole world? Well, I'm red, but you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to represent for the people, for the culture. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you needed that much money just to degrade your people. It's one thing if you're pretty much saying, and I'm going to say this, there's a difference, what Chris Rock said, between black people and the people that's referenced as N.
All right, so pause that, because you're smart. We don't have to reference other people's quotes. You can come up with your own, because you hit some big hitters there, and I think you're right, Dayveonne, 100%. Like, it's really a thing of like morality and knowing who you are and a sense of responsibility. So let me ask you this: as an actor, as a fan, do you look at the people involved differently, and will you not support them in the future because of them participating, or that, like, do you hold them accountable, and what does that mean to you?
What I'm going to say this. Yes, I'm going to look at them differently. But they have a lot of redemption to do. A redemption. And when I say redemption, I'm getting tongue-tied, sorry.
Yeah.
It's a lot of redemption, because this right here is the most degrading aspects of you're telling me you were okay with the way this went, not knowing that you're an African American black person that lived in your past in the ghetto. Some of us that's in Hollywood never lived with a silver spoon in their mouth or a gold spoon in their mouth. We never had parents that had a luxury house.
Wait a minute, you had spoons?
Oh God.
Oh wow. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I disappeared. But none of us wasn't rich. A lot of us lived in the projects. There was a difference between the PJs and this crap.
Yeah, I think it was said in another show that I was a part of, and basically, when you look at the old series, it was about making your life better and getting out of the projects. It was about getting out.
Right.
That's the bottom line. It was like, this is not a good time, and we want to get out of this situation, right? So, like, having a whole series where it's like glorifying, like, this is cool and we're not, this is acceptable and this is our norm, singing with roaches. Singing with roaches. Really? That's what we do now? Sing with roaches. It's just offensive, it's wrong. And I want to kind of move on, but I just want to say, like, the question that I think everyone should walk away with in their mind. I get marketing, promotion, money. This is all money, right? At the end of the day, movies are to make money, sell things, buy, whatever like that. Do we hold these companies responsible for the products they put out? Because they could put out good stuff too, if we pressure them. If we say, you know what, thumbs down, leave a comment, do not give us this trash again. I don't care what star names you get attached. I don't care what old show you're trying to bring back. No. So anyway, before we leave today,
I'm gonna have my final say. Can I have my final say?
Sure. No, definitely.
And it's directed to a producer or executive producer to this show. And yeah, it may come off offensive, but guess what? I said it's some other show and whatever. Steph Curry, don't quit your day job. You're not a film producer. You're not a TV show producer. You just cocked up. You saw something that you thought was marketable, and you failed. With that said, Steph Curry, shut up. Just do what the lady from the news told on LeBron James, and this one's directed to you. Shut up and dribble, and don't even consider being an executive producer. And I don't care, because this right here was atrocious. It was really atrocious, and you had all to speak out and say something, and you failed to say something about it. And you just allow things to go on and thinking, oh, this is what black people want. You can't speak to every black person and say this is correct.
Well, to be
right
I don't want to be fair, but do you think that do you think he just gave them money or said, "Hey, use my name," and just walked away? Do you think he was aware of what was going on?
Even if, do you know what my thing is, does he know what an executive producer is? And even if you didn't and you just threw money in it, that's still a tarnish or a cloud under your reputation that you may not get rid of.
Well, you know what? That's interesting. But that only works if the audience holds them accountable. That only works if they say, you know what? The next time he's attached to something, we want nothing to do with it. Because then executives won't be quick to just put a black name to something. Because it seems that almost all the people involved, they just, let's just put this person's name. Let's just put that person's name. The more names we put, the more they'll swallow it.
No. Matter of fact, I'm looking at Rotten Tomato right now, and you want to know what they gave it?
Sure, because we got 1 minute left. Let's go.
11%. So it's a spoiled. It's a green spoiled. Audience 25%, which is a fail. 11%, which is below a F.
And at that note, all right. Well, remember, we didn't. Remember, the whole point was we don't want to promote it if no one knows what we're talking about. But those that do know, you know. You know what I'm saying? But all right. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Little industry talk, some opinions, and you're watching GeekCaster, everything sci-fi, fantasy, and pop culture conversations. And I'd like to do. Can we do another one, but talk about that? You were whining and complaining about something with cosplay. Can we do something? Can we do a show on that?
Probably later on, not now.
It'd be too controversial, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yep. All right. Well, you're watching GeekCaster, and we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for checking us out and letting us talk about some stuff. You know, we're like the only show that doesn't talk about Diddy.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here.
We're out of here.